Thanks. Plaquemine Police Chief Kenny Payne's lawyer says the chief has agreed to resign to avoid criminal charges tied to a case where he allegedly crossed the line with a woman.
She claims he asked for sex to make charges disappear for her boyfriend. The investigative unit, Chris Nakamoto, here with a new wrinkle in this case.
Sylvia, Michael, a grand jury was scheduled to convene this morning to determine if criminal charges were necessary against the city of Plaquemine's police chief. At the 11th hour, that grand jury hearing was canceled as Payne's lawyer tries to work out a deal.
The courthouse was all quiet Monday morning in Iberville Parish. A grand jury was supposed to hear the case involving the city of Plaquemine's police chief, who's accused of asking for sex to make charges vanish against this woman's boyfriend.
I was looking for help. I was really, and he knew I was desperate for help. And I never met this man before.
This woman says she got texts from Payne after her boyfriend was arrested earlier this year.
I was just nervous.
It seemed at first those messages were to get her to the police department to collect some of his items. It was inside where she says Payne crossed the line with her.
He said, "I know you're willing to do anything to get him out." He took a sticky note off of the lady's desk. It was, it was a big pack. And he wrote, "Will you give me a BJ to get him out of trouble?" He took that sticky note off of there and he did this, showed it to me.
Problem is, sources say Payne erased his phone, clearing out the messages to the woman following that encounter.
At that point, I felt like it was my fault.
But she immediately filed a report with the Iberville Parish Sheriff's Office, and the Attorney General's office got involved.
Initially, Plaquemine Police Chief Kenny Payne called the allegations against him false and said he would fight them vigorously. He promised the WBRZ investigative unit a sit-down interview to explain everything. Multiple attempts to set up that interview have been unsuccessful.
Monday, Payne's lawyer, Chuck Ward, told the investigative unit his client will be resigning in the next 3 weeks to avoid criminal charges tied to this matter. He also said his client maintains his innocence. District Attorney Tony Clayton told the WBRZ investigative unit he could not comment on pending criminal matters, but said there have been no deals agreed upon for Payne to avoid prosecution at this time, and promised to do what's best for the citizens of Iberville Parish. Payne's alleged victim told us this summer he tried to cover his tracks, and she did not intend to let this go away.
He told me before I left out the room, he's like, if you say anything, I'm not just going to lose my job, I'm going to lose my family too. Well, he probably should have thought about that before he did the things he did to me.
We reached out to Kenny Payne today. He did not return our calls. When asked, his lawyer said Payne was paying for his legal representation out of his own pocket and not using taxpayer money. Michael?